And this special lady here has actually sponsored this whole morning. So Vicky is the owner of Props, which are the phone cases on your mat. She is obviously
oh my god, ignore all the stuff that's in the back that's the rack that I used for the rack sale I did, and I just haven't cleaned up the car yet. But oh my god, that was the most fun morning ever. We got to see whales. I went on a little beach walk before I went to the Pilates event, and yeah, I just walked through the studio in the neighborhood where the Pilates studio is, and it is whale migration season right now, and there was whales and they were so close to the shore and they were like splashing around. I inserted some footage, or I'll insert some footage here so you can see it as well. But it's just one of my favorite things. Like every year seeing the whale migration, I actually love it so much. That's why I have a whale tattooed on my arm. To commemorate that, or just, I love whales, I love animals, I love sea life. I don't know, can you see it? No, this is the octopus side, and then I don't know if I can show you, like so you can kind of see it. I got those tattoos when I lived in Byron, and one is the octopus with the lighthouse on it because Byron Bay is like iconic for its lighthouse, and then the whales because I just love the whale migration. So yeah, I feel like you don't see those tattoos very often because they're like on the back and usually sleeves and all of that, but they're there. And so yeah, I saw the whales and it was a magical morning, and it was actually sponsored by the company Props, where they create phone cases that have like a little inbuilt stand, and the stand flips all the way around so you can film with your back camera or your front camera. And they actually, like I was gonna buy one, I'm not gonna lie. I looked on their website and I thought they didn't have my size for my phone case. Turns out they do. They've got like the 15s and the 16s and like all the things. So if you create any kind of content, this case is incredible. Like I've already put it on my phone, already started using it, because yeah, it just makes life so much easier when you're not trying to like prop your phone on your water bottle or whatever else thing you're trying to prop it up on, and your phone can just stand up on its own. And it's really good also if even like you like to have your phone open and like watch YouTube videos or something, like while you're getting ready or while you're cooking or whatever. Makes your life super easy. So yeah, love that manifestation for me. I was gonna buy one anyways, and then they gifted us one, which was so generous. And there was some other goodies from, actually we can open the bag right now. So this cute bag from Cleo Harper, and this hat, love the color, it's like the perfect sage green. Ooh, these drinks from Days, it's not gonna they are like a sort of a nootropic drink. How do they describe it? Yuzu and lemon myrtle with a crisp hops finish, adaptogens and nootropics to help mellow your mind. So yeah, I've had these before. I absolutely love them. I think they are from a couple who is based in the Gold Coast or Byron, but they are absolutely delicious. They have ones that are like uplifting or ones that are sort of more chilling out. What is this fringe doing? And yeah, they're a really good option if, say, you're like me and you don't drink alcohol and you like want to go to like an event or a party or something, and you just want to have something to be drinking, but you don't want to drink alcohol, and you don't want people asking you, why aren't you drinking? Like all the usual questions, and you just want something to feel like you're part of the crew. Those are a really, really, really good option. That one, I think I said it had CBD or something like that in it, so that might be exciting. Yeah, I feel like that was a really, really nice event. The Pilates class was brutal as always. Amy is such a good instructor, and she just really gets in there and you do the most in the least amount of time. So it was a really, really, really nice morning, and yeah, just nice to, what is that? I feel like I had something stuck in my teeth and I was like, oh no, have I filmed this whole thing with something in my teeth? But anyways, and also Cleo Harper like generously gifted us a gift certificate, so that's exciting. New activewear, hello. love it. But yeah, that was my morning. It was utterly magical. Like, how nice to see whales, do Pilates, get to eat some treats, like just my absolute dream morning. So yeah, I guess now it's time to go home and get some work done on the computer. We are making a lemon drizzle cake based on the recipe that I shared with you last week, but I made a few adjustments to it. So basically what you're gonna change, I will link the recipe down below. It is not a recipe that I created, I just adapted it. So I'm gonna link it for the original creator. And the only things that we've changed, I've added the zest of 1 lemon, and I swapped sugar for monk fruit sweetener, and then we're going to do a monk fruit sweetener icing sugar drizzle on top of it with lemon juice. So those are the things that I changed. You absolutely could just follow the recipe as is, but I feel like this recipe is quite forgiving. Also, this cake was delicious. If you love lemon like I do, you're absolutely gonna love this one. So yeah, let's get into it. Got my lemon drizzle cake. The frosting is on, so let's give her a try. Oh my god. Yum, that is so good. In the icing, I swapped out any of the water and replaced it with all lemon juice. And it is so tart and so fresh and so delicious. Like, if you love lemon, you're gonna love this. Like, this is, it's light, it's fluffy, it's airy, it is absolutely delicious. It's gonna be so hard not to eat the whole thing in like a couple of days, but yum. Good morning, everybody. So as you can see, I did the tan with the tanning milk that I was telling you about. And you just wake up, I always do it overnight because I'm like, well, I can sleep and tan at the same time. And you just wake up with like a really beautiful, gorgeous glow. I don't know how to model a tan for you when you can only see my arms, but yeah, I feel like it just looks super natural and it's just so easy, and your skin feels so soft because I think there's like peptides, hyaluronic acid, ceramides in there, so it's really moisturizing as well. So you don't feel like gross or crusty or anything afterwards. Like, you don't need to rinse it. It just, you wake up and you look like you've been on holiday. So I got a few got a few new beauty bits because if you've watched a few videos ago, I showed you my like daily hair routine that I've been doing and using the same products for years and years and years, and I was like, you know what, I kind of want to switch things up and try something new. So when I went to the hairdresser the other day to get my hair cut, she used this on me, which is the O&M Desert Dry Volumizing Dry Texture Spray. Obviously you use this when your hair is dry, not when it's wet, but it just smelled so good. It smelled like if you've ever smelled Parfums de Marly perfume Delina, it smells like that, and that is like one of my absolute all-time favorite like niche perfumes. It was kind of almost what got me into niche perfumes when I like first smelled a sample of it. If you can hear the washing machine, I'm sorry. When I first smelled a sample of it, I was like, oh my god, perfume can smell this good. So yeah, oh my god, the washing machine's gonna be so noisy. I'll be quick and then we'll do like a time lapse because I just wanted to show you, I feel like I have perfected the like straightener curls blow dry kind of vibe, and I wanted to show you now that I feel like I've got the hang of it. But also I wanted to talk about this little guy as well. I ordered just like testers of them because I wanted to see if I was gonna like them, obviously, before committing to like a full-size bottle. So this is the O&M Atonic Thickening Spritz. So this you just spray it on your roots and it's gonna give you like that volume and that body while you blow dry. I've been using this for a couple hair washes now and I really, really like it. So yeah, we're gonna try those out together. So I'm gonna put you on a time lapse because the sound of the washing machine is just, it's doing the most right now, and I'll show you how I use those. I've just washed my hair, and this little like microfiber towel thing is the most handy thing ever. It gets so much water out of your hair and then you don't have to blow dry your hair as long, and if you have a lot of hair like I do, it just makes your life so much easier, and also it's like less heat styling on your hair as well, which is always good. So yeah, let's get going with this blow dry. Now we've got our straighteners. I just always use the ones from GHD. I find they're the best. They are an investment, but I mean, this thing has been going for a very, very, very long time, so it's worth it. While I'm waiting for those to heat up, I will section my hair. So I roughly go down the middle, and then I sort of do it in thirds, like sectioning it through that way. And now we wait for the straighteners to warm up. And they're ready to go. So I start from the back. I take a section that's like about an inch, and then it's like a motion like this, and I keep them almost horizontal. So the slower you go, the more of a defined curl you're gonna get. And I go all the way to the bottom, and you want it to look something like that, and then I just leave it to cool down. And I'll show you again, about an inch section. You want this to be horizontal. You don't want to go too close to your head because that's when it starts to look like 80s perm vibes, and that's not what we're here for. Like so. And I'm really just trying to keep the curl in almost like the bottom part of my hair. That's why I'm not going all the way up, and also that keeps the volume at the top. Now I have like pretty much dead straight hair, so I don't really need to smooth the top part at all. If you don't, you possibly will want to go through, or either when you were like blow drying it, maybe you'll want to focus more on getting like a smoother thing, but because my hair is so like dead straight, that's not really of concern for me. And see, you can see like I'm going almost like a third down, like I'm not starting anywhere too close to the root because I don't want the curls to be too high up. I want the volume and the curl part to be more focused below the ear, I would say. And you want to make sure your sections aren't too big and too small. I know that sounds really vague, but like about an inch is probably good, because if they're too small, then you're gonna end up with like really poodly hair, and you're gonna have to brush it out like a lot. But keeping it more focused in the bottom half is, or bottom 2/3, whatever, is gonna make it just look a little bit less poodly, I guess. Now this is kind of a big section, so I'm gonna split her up. And you want to make sure you allow it like that space to cool down fully while it's like in ringlet mode, because that's what's gonna, like, I know the temptation is to brush it out, but we are going to brush it out eventually. We're not leaving it like this, but that will come after it's cooled down, because that's gonna be what allows it to hold its style for longer. Because I guess like my way of thinking of it is like I almost want the first day to be not like super over curly so it looks bad, but I just want it to be like, you want the curls to be there, because then as the days go on, that's going to be what allows you to like not have to keep redoing your hair, because it'll just relax more and more and more, but it'll still have the curl. This is what I mean by saying, like, when I say I want to be high maintenance to be low maintenance, like, I only do this, like, on the weekend and on Wednesday after I've been horseback riding. And the rest of the week, I pretty much just dry shampoo and go. And it just lasts. And people, like, in my building, there's a lady I always see, she's like, you must have gotten up so early to do your hair like that. And I'm like, well, I wake up early because I wake up early, but I'm certainly not doing it to get my hair done. And the reason I wanted to swap to straightener curls are, I think they can last a little bit longer than curler curls. And also, I get this done way faster because you're not sitting there with the iron like on your hair. You're able to just like zoom through it, like as you can see me doing. So yeah, I didn't even show you, I've started on the upper sections now, as you can see. And I go through slowly because that's gonna be what allows it to really like set and last longer. If you go through too quick, you won't get as strong a curl. And depending where you are at on your head, maybe that's what you want. Like, you don't want super tight curls around your face, but I know that the ones at the back, they relax faster just because of the weight of the hair, so I almost like want them to be more curled to account for that. This section I'm gonna go and just make sure you're twisting away from the face for this one last little top section that I do by my face. Like so. And now I'm just gonna whiz through the other side and we will reconvene at the end. that part is done. We're going to let this cool down. Ooh, hair and lip gloss. But now I'm going to use the O&M texturizing spray. And just like to put it up here for, and you can be judicious with this because she's powerful and a little bit goes a very, very long way. But if you also have hair like mine that like in its natural state just wants to be straight, this is really gonna help hold that hair in and also give you like a bit of volume and boost and grit just so that stuff holds. Now, we're not done yet. I'm not gonna leave it like this. This I feel like is giving Sabrina Carpenter vibes. We're gonna wait for this to cool down and then we're gonna brush it. Okay, I got dressed and made myself another coffee, and the curls are ready to be brushed out. So you could do this like one of two ways, but I think I'm just gonna use my brushy brush. And I always brush like to the back. I don't know why. I think it gives you a bit more like added like volume. I don't know. And then I brush it to the front just so I can sort of see where everything is sitting. Try and get that more even. And if you feel like it is looking too curly, the secret is just to keep brushing. Like keep brushing, keep brushing. That's gonna loosen everything up. It is very much a trust the process kind of thing. And then I'm gonna go in with my favorite all-time hairspray. And there we go. I have sometimes after doing that, I will like go to town with hairspray. Like I almost want it to be like crispy. And then that hairspray is amazing because you can just brush it out and then the curls will hold. And if it's kind of looking a bit like the curls are like kind of separating again, then you just give it a brush, everything comes back together. But yeah, that is how I have been doing my straightener curls, bouncy blow dry kind of vibe. This will just loosen up nicely over the next couple days, and I feel like it is quite like, what's the word? Resilient hair. Like, you know, sometimes you curl your hair and then 2 seconds later it falls right out. This hair, it tends to stay as long as you don't get it like wet or something. I find that it stays pretty well and it just kind of loosens up as the days go on and just gets better over time. So yeah, that is how I have been curling my hair, and as well as some new products that I've been enjoying. So yeah, I will bring you into the other room and we can do like an outfit video because there's not enough space here. So outfit of the day, I'm just going to the garden center, so keeping it pretty casual for me, I guess at least. So we have this very like fine blue and white, almost like pinstriped, just like cotton shirt that's a little bit oversized, and then these are the linen H&M tailored shorts in navy. They honestly are just the best linen tailored short. I got them in every color because I just feel like they're so flattering, the way that they like flare out and they're not too tight on the legs, and there's like a little front pleat detail. I didn't bother steaming them because it's linen, it's just gonna crease. That's part of its charm. And I done it with the little tan belt, which I will link down below. As always, the YCL Heritage watch, and carrying the little canvas and tan bag. And then, can you see my shoes? Just like little tan slides. I don't know if you can even see those. I think, yeah, I literally had to go into the other room to show them to you. But yeah, super casual, super comfy, just, yeah, easy to wear. All my favorite colors to wear. Yeah, so let's go to the garden store. has really been much more stressful than you would think a morning of going to the garden store would be. So first, my blender broke. Like it just, I'm not sure what part of it broke, but like when you try and put it on to blend, no blending is happening. And I already had like put everything in to make my smoothie. And I was like, now what do I do with this? But I realized you can use a hand immersion blender and it kind of does the same thing. So I was like, oh, do I actually need a separate blender, or could I have just been using the immersion stick this entire time in like the blender, like bullet jar, whatever thing. So that was unexpected and kind of annoying. Next, I went to the garden store. That was good. Found the things I was looking for and found a bunch of pots. And then when I was driving home, this really weird thing happened. Like I was driving down the road and I felt like really, really dizzy and almost like nauseous. Like I felt like the whole world almost like tilted sideways, and like the horizon when you're driving, like it was supposed to be straight. I was like, oh my God, it is not straight. I like can't like see properly. Like it wasn't like a seeing thing, it was more of a feeling thing. Like I just didn't feel, like I felt like the road was going like that. And I was like, this feels unsafe. So I like pulled over in like a car park that was thankfully right there, and it was kind of like shaken up because I was like, one, I don't know what caused it, like no idea. I don't have low blood sugar. Like I can be susceptible to low blood sugar, but I don't think it was low then because I had eaten breakfast and I hadn't had that many coffees, like no more than normal. So it was really disorientating, and I was like, I'm scared. How am I gonna drive home? Like, so that was a little bit startling. And then to make myself feel better, I was like, well, since I'm already like at the shopping center, I'll just like go in and like walk around, and then maybe I can like get something to eat and like drink some water. And like if I'm walking and like the feeling happens again, then I can like maybe sort of know what's going on, or at least I won't be driving a car like going 80 kilometers an hour and having like this feeling like the road is wobbling and it's jello. So I did that and it went away. Like it hasn't come back since. I made it home clearly. When I was in the shopping center, I bought myself a new lipstick. So I have not bought like a MAC lipstick. I couldn't tell you how many years it's been. I actually think I remember the last time I bought one, I was in the airport in Brisbane going somewhere, and it was Velvet Teddy. So it must have been like 2016 when that color was like really popular. I think that was the last. So it's almost been 10 years since I bought a MAC lipstick. But I saw so many people talking about the shade, like it's the MAC Luster Glass lipsticks in the shade Thanks It's MAC is the name of it. And it just looked like a really, really nice, like pinky nude, like Your Lips But Better. And I'd seen it a fair few times and like added it to my basket and been like, oh, should I get it? I don't know. But then I saw another girl who I follow on Instagram, and when she does makeup recommendations, like I pay attention because we have like a quite similar like natural coloring. Like yeah, like I feel like our features are colored quite similar. So like when something works on her, like I pay attention, and she bought this. So I was very influenced. I mean, I was almost there. This just kind of pushed me over the edge, but like I have it on now. But like, you can't tell me that's not like the perfect, like Your Lips But Better, like pinky, yeah, it's like everything that I love in a lipstick at the moment. Like I really like that, like Your Lips But Better kind of like rosy, brownish, like not quite nude, but like sort of nude. I don't know. And I think it's perfect. And like, the texture of it, sorry, I just have a hair. The texture of it is so nice. It feels like a lip balm. It's so light, it's so balmy, it's so hydrating. I feel like I'm onto a winner, and I actually liked it so much that I like ordered another 2 colors of it online. Like I liked the formula so much. MAC is like such a nostalgic brand for me because like growing up, it was like all the cool girls were wearing like the MAC powder foundation, and it was like the brand like when I was in high school. And like I got my makeup done there for my high school graduation. Like at Christmas, like mom would get me like eyeshadow palettes from there. Like it's a really nostalgic brand for me. Like I've been using it since I was like 17 years old, and I've always really, really loved it, but when it got sold, some of the stuff just like wasn't quite the same. And like, of course I have like all the same like lip liners. Like I have like all the classics like Whirl and like Spice and Oak and like all of those. Like I have them and I like them, but I'm just, yeah, the eyeshadows have never been the same since I think they sold to Estee Lauder. And I think like last year actually I tried like a foundation from them, and I just like the formula pilled like straight away, and I was just like, this is not the MAC that I used to know, but their lipsticks still seem to be doing the trick. So yeah, it feels like coming back to an old friend. Let me know below, is MAC the same for you? Like it just feels so nostalgic, like having like this bullet, and yeah, it feels really nice. So I'm actually really excited for the other two shades to show up, because like when I wear like a lipstick, this is exactly what I want it to be. Like I want it to feel really balmy. I want it to be hydrating. I want it to be like a little bit of color, but not like too much color. And it's crazy to think like when I was in my early 20s, I would wear like a bright red lip like every single day, but like all different kinds of red lips. And like there was definitely some MAC ones in the rotation. I think I had Ruby Woo, and I had, oh, there's another one, I can't remember the name of it. Can't remember. But yeah, I used to be like a red lip everyday girly. I don't think I've ever been like casual in my entire life. Like, but I just think like I love fashion, I love beauty, I love makeup. I was actually at an event the other day where the girl was like, oh my god, your makeup looks so nice. And I was like, thank you. And the other girl was like, Kim always has her makeup done. And I was like, it's true. Like if I'm awake, I have makeup on. But it's like, I think sometimes people think that that like means that you're insecure, or you don't like how you look, or you're like trying too hard or whatever. But for me, like it's not like that. I just love makeup that much that I'm like, if I can wear it, I want to be wearing it. Like it's just another like creative thing, and it's fun to play with, and it makes me happy. And there's so many different shades out there, and I'm like, why would I not want to do something? Because I think sometimes people act like it's like, oh, it's so much work to like get up and do your makeup. And I'm like, first of all, I can do a full face in 8 minutes, so it's really not that much time. And also, it just makes me happy. Like, I don't know, like sometimes your body changes, you go up in weight or you go down in weight and stuff doesn't fit. Makeup is always gonna fit. Like, as long as the shade is right. And it just is such a quick way of making you feel good. I don't know. I just love it. It makes me so happy. So I felt like I needed to pick me up. I didn't die on the road today, so that's good. So ignore the fact that those are in the pots. That's not their final resting place. So this, I thought I was gonna plant it up with the Allison that we got. I had one of these before. She did okay, but then it was just, I don't know, it was kind of struggling, and I wanted to use the pot for something else. So now I bought a new one, and I think that they'll just go in there and be really cute and happy. And then I actually got two different kinds of lavender. This was a very impulse purchase. Snow Princess, like white lavender. I'd never heard of it. But yeah, I love white flowers. So I thought, sure, why not? Let's try it. Let's do like a white lavender instead of a purple one, because why not? And then, so I got two of those, and I'm going to remove the lavender that's currently in there because it's just not doing great. And I think it's English lavender, and English lavender is not the right kind of lavender if you live in the subtropics. Apparently French or Spanish is better. So I read those labels so carefully to make sure. The things you want to look for are like long flowering, and also like French or Spanish, not English. I think that was kind of the main things I was looking for, and stuff that does well with like full sun. And did I say long flowering? Because you want the flowers to last as long as possible. And then also I figured we'd just go like one French lavender. I haven't decided if I'm gonna do like white, purple, white, or if I'm just gonna do the whites on one side and the purple on the other. I think that'll look cute actually, because it's nice to have a little bit of like repetition. But yeah, it is quite windy today, so I don't know if it's the best day to plant those, but I thought I could cut down the old lavender and clear the space for the new lavender, And then I can also pot up the little alyssum as well. And then these pots, I'm going to repot the bacopa into a bigger pot because one, I think it needs it, and two, I saw this really cute picture online of someone whose bacopa had just become huge, and if you don't know what it is, bacopa has like these little tiny white flowers and this really nice green foliage, and it can really just spread out and looks really dramatic and really lovely, and I have some, and it just needs a bigger pot, so I thought that would look cute. And then this is gonna be for the tomatoes. I think I'm gonna plant them all on the edges, so I'm hoping they can grow up and out. And yeah, hopefully they will be happy with their lot in life. So I'm gonna have a quick snack and then we're gonna pot these guys on. Well, everything is planted up now. I'm sitting on the floor because I'm doing my, I do like a gel manicure on my toes as well as like on my hands, just because I find gel toes are just so easy. Like you just do it and they stay perfect for, honestly, they usually last up to a month for me. And just moving my matcha so I don't spill it. I just feel like it makes life so easy when you have gel toes because they just never chip, they always look nice, and you only really need to take them off when your nail grows out. So yeah, I'm just sitting doing that, but I planted everything out in the garden, and I mean, when you first plant things, it doesn't usually look the most exciting, right? Like, yeah, you get an idea of what the final vision is, but they kind of just need to settle in. So I think, and also because like I got dirt all over the floor of the balcony and I need to wait for that to dry so I can like clean it up properly and not make more of a mess. So I thought I will save the garden reveal for, I don't know, like once everything's settled in a little bit more. I planted up some alyssums in little mini pots, which they look really cute. So I'm excited for those to settle in. And then I moved the bacopa into a really big pot and I just want her to run wild. I think I saw someone else's picture on Instagram of their bacopa and it was just huge and it looked so nice, and it's just such an easy, low maintenance plant. Like it just flowers on its own. It just, you don't have to deadhead it or anything. It just looks nice and has these really cute little white flowers. So we love a flowering plant that is easy to take care of. And I've been thinking about, now everything from the seed tray has been moved on to its kind of like final pot, I guess you could say. And I feel like an empty nest mom whose like kids have gone off to high school and they like don't need her as much, because I have been babying these little seedlings ever since they were seeds, and like watering them and taking care of them and bringing them inside, putting them outside, all the things. And now they're in their, oops, my timer. And now they're in their big kid pots. And I'm like, okay, well, if you need any water, like let me know. And that's pretty much where we're at with them. So yeah, exciting. And I'm already thinking about like, maybe next winter I'll actually get started on planting things way earlier, because of where I live, and like we don't get much of a winter. Like the coldest it gets is like 9 degrees, maybe 10 degrees overnight. So there's no risk of frost. And I think I could actually probably start my growing season earlier. And the reason I'd want to do that is because when it really gets to peak summer here, like it is so hot, it is so humid, the plants struggle with the stress if they're not like the kind of plant that likes that kind of thing. And with the vegetables, I've noticed they can find it a little bit tough. This is my first year ever growing them all from seed. Before I just used to buy like the little already started ones. But yeah, I think what I might do is actually just like move my growing season forward and like start planting my seedlings in the middle of winter, maybe even the beginning of winter, who knows. And then by the time that they're outside and like spring is coming and they're actually, and it really starts warming up, they will be much bigger and much stronger, so they won't be as stressed out by the heat. So yeah, that's what I've been thinking. But anyways, that timer was the sound of my the polish remover coming off, so I'm going to finish up my gel mani. Okay, gel mani is done. Also, just have to say, I really never thought I was going to be putting a video of my feet on the internet ever, but I just went for like the same color I have on my fingernails, just like this dark reddish brown, that pretty much my favorite color. So yeah, on with the day. I think it's probably gonna have a little afternoon tea with the lemon drizzle cake that I made earlier. So that cake is so good. Like as soon as I like finished it and I like went to sleep last night, and I was like, oh, I'm just thinking about like how good that cake was and how excited I am to eat it again today. So yeah, gonna go get a little slice of that. So I got this glazed lemon loaf tea from Tazo, and it actually is so delicious. And well, now we can have it together with a slice of lemon drizzle cake as well as the glazed lemon loaf tea. Is that too much lemon? I don't know. I'm sure it's going to be absolutely delicious though. The tea is actually so good. I will link it down below. You can get it on iHerb. Hello everyone. It's been a few days since I have popped on here or even picked up the camera to film anything. This week has just been a whirlwind, and yeah, I feel like the week's just gotten away from me. But I've had a really productive day on the computer, smashed out lots of stuff, and now I am dressed and ready to go to Pilates wearing this cute little Tala crop. And it is short season now for working out in the Gold Coast. Like, it's crazy how fast it changes, because like last week I went to my riding lesson and I had to wear like a vest while I was sitting there waiting for class to start because it was cold. And yesterday, let me tell you, I did not need to wear one. And also we were doing like, not actual barrel racing, but like going around the cones as if they were barrels. And like, you wouldn't think that thoroughbreds would be particularly adept at barrel racing, but I was riding Mike and he just loved it. Like, you could not slow him down. He's like, let me do this. And I was like, maybe a little bit slower. And he's like, oh no, I've got this. And he really liked it, so that was good, because I think it's nice to mix up things and like do something different with them. And he obviously really liked it too, and I think that's good. It's good to like mix it up and do different things. I'm so not used to like those kind of like sharp turns, and my instructor's like, put your hand out, and I'm like, he's going so fast, I'm trying to like slow him down and get him to go around, but not like I don't want him to stand on the cone, because yeah, sometimes they're not so great where they're putting their feet, and you're like, I don't want you to trip. Like, I would like to stay on, please. But it was like a really fun lesson, and yeah, first bath after the lesson, not for me, for the horse. First like hose down of the season. Yeah, summer is here, or it's coming, and it's really been quite warm today. I thought maybe today would be a little bit cooler because it's a bit cloudy out. But the plants are settling in well. That you would have just seen. I had potted them up, but now they've been there for a few days and they are settling into their new home really well. And I have to tell you guys about this thing that, like, I mean, this is the first time that I've tried it, but it's not the first time that it's been on my radar. So what it is like the technology is called Nucalm, and it's spelled like Nucalm, like new and you, and then calm, like feeling calm. And I first heard about it on Luke Story's podcast, The Lifestylist, which is like one of my absolute favorite podcasts. I've been listening to that podcast since like, I think 2018, which is a long time. And like, you know, I love all my like little like biohacking thingies and like, yeah, I just love all that stuff. And sometimes he shares stuff and I like go and buy it, like a good little influenced podcast listener. And sometimes I'm like, that thing is like $20,000. I will not be buying that. Thank you for sharing it though. It's nice to know it exists. But he's been talking about Nucalm for years and years and years, and I went and looked it up and it was like $6,000. I was like, I will not be buying that. Thank you very much. But basically, I'm going to try and describe it, but there's a point to this story. The point is now they have an app, and they've had an app for a little while, but I guess I just never like thought to use the app because I was like, I don't know, it takes you a certain amount of times to hear about something. But basically, I'm going to try not to butcher it, but what it does is it uses like these like sound landscapes to trigger changes in your brain wave state. So if you don't know how your brain waves work, you have like everything from like being asleep, which I think is like theta usually, to like high alpha when that's like you're really, really stressed. And each of these brain waves is associated with a frequency. And this is not me being woo, this is like neuroscience. And so obviously being able to tap into the brain state that you would want to be in and being able to stay there is a very powerful thing. And that's why people like meditating a lot, because it helps you learn how to build that like ability to like drop into a place of calm. And like if you're in a place where you're stressed and your amygdala, which is like the fear center of your brain, is running the show, it is very hard to be capable of critical thought. It's very hard to be rational. It's very hard to make good decisions. Like you're just reacting. And I think a lot of the things in our environment and in the world, they put us in a state of being reactive instead of, I would say proactive is not really the right word, but you're just reacting to the stimulus, and there's so much stuff going on that I think we're kind of always in sort of a state of stress. So basically what they've done with Nucalm, and before it used to be used by people who were like in the Navy, like special ops people, like celebrities, pro athletes, like those kind of high performance people where like being able to change your brain state on demand is very valuable. And the guy who created it, where he's the CEO of the company, he was talking about like basically being able to create the brain state that you want to be in on demand essentially is such a valuable skill, like especially if you're in like a high performance job, like if you're like, I don't know, like a Navy SEAL or something, like you need to be on it, like you need to be able to be in the right brain state and focus. So basically with the app, they have like these sound landscapes, and ideally you want to listen through headphones, but they have like a deep sleep one where you just play it through your speakers because it's uncomfortable to sleep with headphones and it still does the job. And I was listening to this podcast on the way home and I was like, oh my God, this sounds like something I really need, because basically through the sound landscape things, they've created a way to make you be able to drop into whatever brain state you want to be in. Like, it's just mind-boggling. So I decided to give it a try lately. Like, I don't know, the last like year and a half, whatever, I've really been struggling with sleep. Like, I've really been relying on like melatonin. I just like don't sleep very long. Like I usually wake up at 4 a.m. most mornings. That's not by choice. It just is how it happens. And yeah, it's just like been a bit of a struggle for me the last little while. And I was like, you know what, if I can listen to this soundscape thing and it gives me a good sleep, I'm gonna know this is the real deal. Because like, to put it in perspective, when I come home from my riding lessons, it's quite late at night, and riding is like exercise, and that usually really amps me up, and it's hard for me to like wind down and go to sleep. But it's like late past my bedtime, and I usually know I'm gonna wake up at like 4 or 5 a.m. the next morning, because that's just how it happens. It puts a lot of pressure on you to be able to like fall asleep straight away, but I'm so amped up, it's hard to fall asleep straight away, so I like lie there for a really long time being like, okay, anytime now, like I could go to sleep. And so when I was listening to the podcast, I like signed up for the free trial. They give you a free 7-day trial. This is not sponsored by any way, shape, or form. I'm just sharing it with you because it's honestly phenomenal. Like, I'm never gonna not have this thing again. Like, this has literally changed my life, and it's only been 2 days. It's not even been 2 days. It's not even been 24 hours. It's already changed my life. So I put on their deep sleep setting, and it kind of, like, they have different options, but I picked the rain sounds one because I normally sleep to rain sounds anyways. So I listened to that, and it was amazing. I could literally feel myself just dropping into that state of deep relaxation. Like, a lot of times, like, if I do an afternoon workout and I get into bed, like, my brain's like, what about this? What about this? What about this? You know what it's like. You also have a brain. And it just wasn't happening. Like, I could literally feel myself just, like, melting into, like, relaxation, and then I just went to sleep. Obviously, I don't remember that part, because who does? And I had a really good sleep. Like, you know when you wake up and you're like, you could just tell that you had a really deep sleep? And I just woke up and I was like, that was amazing. And I actually set an alarm this morning. I don't normally wake up with an alarm because the 4 a.m. thing, but I had a lot of stuff I wanted to do today, so I was like, just to make sure. And like, the alarm is what woke me up. Like, I probably would have slept longer if I hadn't set it, but girls gotta do things, so it's fine. And then, so they also, aside from the sleep, they have what's called, they have like a flow state thing, so you basically listen to it, puts you into a state of flow, and they said ideally it's best to be like not doing anything, so you're not trying to be in the flow state and do something, you're just getting into the flow state, like, I hesitate to call it a meditation. It's not a meditation. The recording finishes, you get up, you go about your day, and because like you could use an eye mask to do it, so I did that because it was like bright out and you're just trying to like cut off external stimulus, put on that, headphones in, listen to the flow state thing, and like I came out feeling like phenomenal. Like, I felt so good, and it like solved problems that I had. Like, I didn't go into it thinking about those things, but I was kind of like, just the answer to the things that I've been thinking about outside of that kind of came to me, was like, oh, I could do this, oh, I could do this. Like, and then they also have like focus settings, and so if there's one thing about me, I'm really good at like, I don't know, my attention span works one of two ways. I'm either like hyper focused on things, or I really struggle to pay attention to things. And I don't have ADHD. They've assessed me for that. I don't have that. But I don't know, my brain works in its own way. And so sometimes it can be like, I get distracted easily. That's why it's really important for me to be able to like control my environment, because then I can eliminate the things that will be distracting to me and just focus on doing what I need to do. But a lot of the times, and if you've ever tried to do like something in life that's challenging, you know how that stuff shows up, where you're like, oh, what about this? Oh, I'm distracted by something. Oh, like the fear is kicking in. It's like your amygdala trying to distract you from doing the thing that's hard because it's trying to protect you from a state of fear, which is what your amygdala does for you. And it was like, I had the focus on, and I kid you not, I sat down at that computer and I like didn't, like, I was just in it, and it didn't feel hard or uncomfortable or like I used up my brain strength. Like, I also have like a weird brain that like, it feels like it can do like half a day, and after that, like in the afternoon, like forget about getting anything done. My brain just will not do it. I have tried all the hacks, like caffeine, like nootropics, all the things. It just won't. Like, I won't do anything important after lunch. It's just not happening, because I run out of energy and focus, and my brain just feels like it's melted into mush. And also I get distracted by social media and like this and that and the other thing, and sometimes I'm good and I like put my phone in the other room, but you're human, you know, like you think about the phone, you're like, oh, I just want to go and look. With the focus setting, I didn't think about that. I didn't think about food. I didn't think about needing to go to the bathroom. I didn't think about needing a sip of water. I only finished half of my coffee. I like looked up and I was like, oh, didn't even finish that. That never happens. Like, I was just so locked in and like focused and like wasn't distracted by anything, and there was none of that weird mental chatter. Like, when I say this was a game changer, and I literally had to like turn it off and put it away so I could be like, hey, maybe you should like eat something now. Had lunch, and then I was able to work for like multiple hours this afternoon, which like for me, that is unheard of. So, and they also have another setting where it's basically like, it's called rescue, but it's like if you're feeling stressed you put that on and it's like the equivalent of like 2 hours of sleep. So I did that on my lunch break as well, because I was like, let's just try all the things while I've got the free trial. I will be paying for it, but like, you know, you got a new toy, you want to play with it. So yeah, I did that. I like refreshed my brain. I came back after lunch feeling really good. I put the focus on again. 2 hours go by, didn't even notice it. Like, mind blown. No pun intended. I feel like this is going to be such a game changer, because I think the thing that stops us from achieving what we want to do is being distracted. Like, you're distracted because you're like your fears are distracting you and they're like, oh, maybe this isn't good, or maybe like whatever, or like you're distracted by literally socials or people messaging you or whatever. Like, you're just we live in a world with a lot of distractions, and I was like, if I can harness this amount of focus like every time I want to be working, and I don't feel depleted right now, I just feel good. And normally it's like if I did that kind of like intense focus day without that, I would be really, really tired right now, and I would probably need to go and lie down. But I don't feel like that. So yeah, this was a very, very, very long rant about that. My goodness, I've been going on for like almost 20 minutes, but I just wanted to share it, because if you're like, I think one of the things that really stops us from like accomplishing a lot of the things that we want to do is like a lack of attention. So anyways, yeah, New Calm is the one. I'm so excited to listen to it while I'm sleeping tonight and like see how that goes. But yeah, I don't know. I think this vlog is getting pretty long, especially because I just ranted on about that for, how long did I do? Oh, okay, it was only 13 minutes. I was like, was that 20 minutes? My God. The girl can talk. Anyways, if you're a human and you have a brain, I think you should give New Calm a try. If you struggle with sleep, if you struggle with focus, if you struggle with feeling tired, if you struggle with stress, which I think is all of us, like, you should just give it a try. It's a free 7-day trial. I'm not making anything off of this, not an affiliate for them. I am just a very, very, very big fan. And if I can have more days like that, I'm like, phew, I'm gonna finish my PhD in 1 year. That's an exaggeration, but it's just like feeling like you're not like a victim to your brain being distracted, or you being tired, or reaching for coffee, or any of those things, which are like the biggest things that I find slow me down. Being tired, like fatigue, which is really frustrating when you have things that you want to do. So anyways, I think I might end this vlog here, but thank you so much for watching. Go and try New Calm. It will literally change your life. It's changed my life. It hasn't even been 24 hours. I'm so excited to go to sleep tonight and like use it again. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. It just really helps grow the channel and lets YouTube know that people like watching this, and it doesn't cost you anything. So yeah. So thank you so much for being here as always, and I will see you in the next one.